Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kwakadesh. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Real Stone Holy Well, including the IQM, doing the work of Yahbashim Shai with all diligence and sincerity of mind. And it's important to know that the Most High is not a joke, man, because whatever he does is always a purpose to it. And as you can see, the so-called shooting in the Pittsburgh that happened to the Amalekites is a good example that whatever, the enemies of the Lord try to plan, it's not going to go according to their agenda. They try to drum up all this support against, that phantom extremism they always like to cry and wail and scream about. So the Most High is disappointing their agenda, and they'll do everything in their power to to push the idea to the front, to the forefront, trying to drum up sympathy, but it's not gonna happen, all right? Because these Amalekites, man, they are responsible for a lot of damage upon the face of the earth, and the Most High is not pleased with that. So he's gonna come after them, man. You're gonna see the anger of the Lord upon these Edomites. Most notably these Amalekites. They want to call themselves the so-called Jews. The Jewish people. So you're gonna see how the Lord is gonna attack them. By their own hands, by the hands of their own enemies. All right. So I'm gonna read Obadiah. It's the only one chapter. All right. So this is verse 10. It says, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." All right. So this judgment is coming upon this Edomites, man. The Most High is gonna just want to make them pay for all the atrocities they've committed against so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and that they're still committing till this day. All right. So it's gonna be evident, man. When the time comes, you're gonna know exactly who the true Israelites are, because all these dog and pony shows they like to put on these news channels, it's not gonna change the fact that the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. And I played that video about President Trump going to Pittsburgh, to go pay homage, to go so-called sympathize with the Amalekites. But hey, it's all photo up, man. It's not gonna change anything.
The US President and First Lady were joined by Donald Trump's daughter and son-in-law, who are Jewish, to see the scene of what's been called the worst anti-Semitic attack.
So you see, he just had to drop it in there, who are Jewish. But hey, they could put themselves at any label, they want, but it doesn't change the Most High's point. It doesn't change what the Most High has laid down. It doesn't change the foundation of the Most High's work.
In US history. Trump made no comment to the media as he visited the Tree of Life synagogue, where the 11 congregants were killed by a man.
And the Tree of Life, it belongs to the Israelites, the real Israelites of Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Kwakadesh, not the hidden. Alright, so all these labels would like to put on themselves as being very important people of renown. The label won't match, it won't fit. Just like the story of the prince, and Snow White, whatever, it's not gonna fit, man. So they're gonna try everything in their power to try to hold on to the so-called birthright, the thing that they claimed. It's not gonna happen, So it's a failed attempt, folks just gonna show up to the location to prove to their so-called masters that they're on the same page. But it's not gonna change the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because the prophecies of the Holy Scriptures is gonna be revealed in these last days, man. And then the enemies of our nation is gonna be ashamed.
And consumed by both anti-Semitism and a hatred of immigrants. Not far away, demonstrations were organized, both in memory of the slain, but also in opposition to the presidential visit. On Monday, a local Jewish group had written an open letter warning that the president would not be welcome in Pittsburgh until he denounced the extremism espoused by the gunman. By Tuesday, tens of thousands had signed it.
He's part of the problem. He's not part of the solution. He hasn't denounced white nationalism.
Yeah, so the same people that causing the problem are the same people trying to, propose a solution. They put Trump in office, and then they say, well, he's part of the problem. That's how Esau is, man. He's willing to destroy his own nation just for him to be at the top. And that's been the MO of the Amalekites ever since, man. That's the reason why the Most High has decided to reveal this truth in the last days. There's so many books and articles and videos documenting all their atrocities and their goals, for the so-called New World Order, and they're not happy about it. It's one reason why we have to get rid of the internet.
Nationalism. He hasn't treated any group that isn't like him with respect. He's mistreated immigrants, refugees, Muslims, LGBTQ community, women, people with disabilities. The list goes on and on. People of color. I can't name them all.
Pittsburgh's mayor had asked the president to delay any visit until the dead were buried. The funerals began on Tuesday and will continue until the end of the week. Local leaders were in agreement.
Between the mayor and all of us, we're just trying to cope with the families and the community right now, and it's really not time for.
Yeah, so all you're seeing is just, these Edomites in office, the political office. They're just going there to sign the roster that they showed up. That's all it is, man. Because it's just, it's all smoke and mirrors. Because they don't really care about the folks that died. They're just there to show the masters that they're on the same page, that they're willing to do whatever needs to be done. Same thing with the police chiefs and all these ranks in law enforcement, FBI, intelligence agencies. They know they're just puppets, man. Because they're nervous, they're scared, man. They're scared to speak the truth, so they just go along with the crowd, causing all the turmoil upon the face of the earth. And that's the crowd of the Amalekites, the elites of Esau that run the economy, that cause all these wars and destabilize countries. And hey, it's the truth, man. The scripture talks about it. It's all part of prophecy. You just gotta accept it for what it is. There's no reason for a man of the Lord to be crying for the heathen. All right. So I'll get another precept here. This is the book of Isaiah. This is Isaiah chapter 51, verse 17. So it says, "Awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem." So that's to the elect of the nation of Israel that have received the word of life. The tree of life, okay? Not that phony, crumbling building, right? Which has drunk at the hand of the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kwakadash, the cup of his fury, that has drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling and wrung them out. So all the hell we catching, it's of the Lord. It's a judgment for the sins we've committed, and we have to go through this the phase, man. It's a rite of passage. You gotta catch hell. You gotta be disciplined. It's not gonna be easy. You gotta deal with all the ridicule. and you know, and attacks that's happened in the past and that's coming. So shouldn't be surprised, man. All right. And verse 18 says, there is, let me see. You think that's the point? Yep, that's the point, So we're going to accept that, the Lord has done this. And then He's going to cause our enemies to go through the same thing too. All right. So I'm going to get Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15. So as it says, behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket, and are counted as as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing. All right. So whether 10 Amalekites died, 10 Edomites died, 10 Cushites or Japhets died, it doesn't matter. It's not important to the Lord, man. It's irrelevant. The scripture talks about, precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saint. He had care for his elect. So all the heathen, perishing and going through difficulties, whatever, it doesn't change anything, man. It's not notable. All right. So I'm gonna get just a few more seconds left on the video. I just play it.
Any outside type thing to happen.
But not only did the president visit, he's intensified his attacks on migrants, a crucial part of his strategy to encourage his right-wing base to go to the polls next week for the midterm elections. Shia Britansi, Al Jazeera, Pittsburgh.
Yep. So that's just the point right there, man. And then you go to Exodus chapter 17, and you look at from verse 14 to 16. It says, and the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kwakwadah, said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in the book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. All right, so hey, the Most High said it right there, man. These Edomites, man, so-called Jews, will never go into the scriptures, into Amalek, man. They will never go deep and deep and deep about it because they know they are the Amalekites, They know they are the Edomites. They don't talk much about it. So all they're trying to do is trying to deceive the whole world, thinking that they're who they say they're not. All right. Always want to take on a different identity, but their own identity. All right. So hey, it's not going to work. The Most High set it up in such a way that whatever they try, they can get as close as they can, but it's all smoke and mirrors. The Most High is going to destroy their plans. All right. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nissi. All right. And then if you go into the blue letter and then look up the word Jehovah Nissi, that's Yahweh Na Saya. All right. Yahweh Na Saya. So it says Yahweh is my banner. All right. So the word for banner is Nasa. All right. Okay. Banner, standard, ensign. He's the one you look up to. All right. Nasa. Okay. So that's the point there. Yahweh Nasa. Yeah. So that's what it's all about, man. You know, Most High is the one that put these things in place. He's the one that's gonna give you the signal on when to speak and when to hold your peace. You know, and when to make the right moves. All right. So so that's it in verse 15. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nisi, Yahweh Nasayah. Lord Yahweh is my banner. For he said, because the Lord Yahweh had sworn that the Lord will have war. Alright, the Lord Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Alright, so they're not going to have any peace. They're always going to be unsatisfied. They're going to go through all kinds of hell because they're trying to, come against the Lord. They've tried to destroy the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because they've committed so much damage upon the face of the earth that the Lord is not going to let them get away scot-free. Alright. So I'm going to get verse 22 of that Isaiah chapter 51, because I read the 17th verse. So verse 22 says, thus said the Lord, uh, the Lord Yahweh, and thy power that pleaded the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, and the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again, but I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body to the ground, and as a street to them that went over. So you could see, man, that the so-called Amalekite, the so-called Jew, the Amalekites, that the enemies of the Lord, and it's gonna get them, man. They know what they've done, and the vengeance of the Lord is coming for them, man. You're gonna see it in these last days, man. It's gonna be a spiritual vengeance, and then when you start to see the manifestation, then you understand that the Lord is not playing, man. Because they've touched the apple of the Lord's eyes. They see all the hell that Jake is catching, and they enjoy it. They know what's going on. That's causing so much trouble in Jake's community, and they don't care, man, because their hands are behind it, man. Their hands are upon it, all right. And the so-called immigration move of the Northern Kingdom to the southern border of America through Sunset, South and Central America, they're the ones behind it, man. Because they want to bring so much tension to him, to America here, and all that stuff is gonna backfire, man. Because the Lord has a special judgment for them. All right. So I'm just gonna leave it there at that point, because I see, hey, the Most High is terrible, man. And it's very important to know that it's the power not to be played around with, man. These Amalekites are gonna find out the hard way. So I'll say, Ka Halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakadash. To the elders and apostles of Great Muslim who rule well, double honors and salutation, as well as the Akim doing the work of Yabashim Shai. Stay faithful, stay steadfast, because all hell's coming, man. And then this topic of anti-Semitism is not going anywhere anytime soon, man. We still gotta deal with it, because when they start to demonize brothers, they're gonna bring that topic back up again. So, hey, stay in the spirit, the Lord shall fight for you, Yahweh Messiah. Shalom.